the Shawsheen Valley Regional Vocational School District, and our meeting, which is closed to the public, and pursuant to the Governor Baker's March 12, 2020 order suspending certain provisions of the Open Meeting Law, GLC 30A, Section 18, and the Governor's March 15, 2020 order imposing strict limitation on the number of people that may gather in one place, this meeting of the Shawsheen Valley Regional Vocational Technical School District Committee will be conducted via remote participation to the greatest extent possible. For this meeting, members of the public who wish to listen or watch the meeting may do so by accessing the meeting link above. No in-person attendance of members of the public will be permitted, but every effort will be made to ensure that the public can adequately access the proceedings in real time via technological means. In the event that we are unable to do so, despite best efforts, we will post on the Shawsheen website an audio or video recording, transcript, or other comprehensive record of the proceedings as soon as possible after the meeting. Okay, so in the meeting room is Mr. Geddick, Ms. Muse, and Ms. Gillis. And online is Ms. Esbedian, Ms. Gallagher, Mr. Gillis, Attorney Peterson, Mr. Fusco, and Mr. Moffett. The only thing on the agenda is the election of Director of Support Services. So I will give it to Mr. Jackson.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for agreeing to this quick meeting tonight in the middle of the summer. I appreciate your flexibility. As you know, one of my first tasks coming on board was to begin the search process for a new Director of Support Services. We used a new format using a screening committee that consisted of members of the school committee, parents, and members of the staff. And that screening committee was co-chaired by Melanie Hagman and Jess Cook. We received about 22, I believe, applications for the position of Director of Support Services. The screening committee selected 7 or 8. I wasn't part of the screening process, but I think it was 7 or 8 candidates to interview, and forwarded 3 finalists to me for my consideration to bring forward tonight. Following that, we scheduled a live meet and greet session with the 3 finalists, so that all members of the Shawsheen community could meet with these 3 finalists, and that was held on Tuesday night. We had about 40 members of the Shawsheen community, both parents and staff members, participating in that online event, where each of the 3 finalists had 45 minutes and were asked questions from both parents and staff members. I was very pleased with the number of people who attended. I think that is a really strong indication of the interest in from among the staff and from the parents in this position. I also conducted in-person interviews with the 3 finalists and did an extensive amount of reference checks, both of the references provided to me by the finalists and also through my informal network of superintendents that I've developed over the years. And I'm pleased tonight to bring forward the name of Mr. Jeff Albert to the Shawsheen School Committee for your consideration for an election to the position of Director of Support Services. Jeff is currently serving as the Assistant Executive Director of the Case Collaborative at Concord. Prior to that position, he served as the Director of Special Education at Greater Lowell Regional VOTEC from 2014 to 2019. He's also worked at Minuteman as a supervisor of special education and 504 coordinator, a special ed team leader and 504 compliance officer at Monty Tech. and a special ed team leader and instructor at Groton Dunstable, and a special education team leader and special education teacher, in the Dracut Public Schools. Jeff has obviously many, many years of experience, and we are very fortunate, in my opinion, to get such a seasoned and experienced vocational, technical special ed director as a candidate. I spent a lot of time with Jeff. I think that as I said, having someone with such extensive VOTEC experience is really an asset to this position. As someone who is coming into the CTE world myself, I'm recognizing that there are a lot of differences, and it's clear that many of those differences impact and have special impact in the area of special education. So I think we're very, very lucky to have a candidate of Jeff's caliber, background, and years of experience interested in joining us. And I did invite him to join us tonight in case he wanted to say hello, and in case there were, if the committee wanted to hear from him themselves, but prior to your consideration of my recommendation and nomination to you tonight. Finally, I'd like to thank Ms. Gallagher and Mr. Gillis, who represented the school committee on the screening committee. I appreciate the time they spent. I appreciate the 2 hours and 15 minutes that many of the members of the school committee and the public spent in participating in the virtual meet and greet sessions. I received well over a dozen emails from staff members and parents after I had invited them to provide me with their feedback on the three candidates. And I can tell you that the candidate that I'm bringing forward tonight met with received a considerable amount of the support, a high majority of support from those who emailed me their preferences following the virtual meet and greet session. So with that, I'll turn it back to you for any questions you might have as you consider my recommendation for the Director of Support Services.
I would entertain a motion.
So moved, Madam Chairman.
Second.
Discussion. Is there any discussion?
My only comment is that I watched the other night, Brad, so relayed that to you. I think Jeff is perfect. He checks all the boxes. And I think, this is going to be okay, Jeff. Welcome to Shawsheen. I think you're going to fit in great. And I think you have tremendous vote experience. And I think we've done a great job. I'm glad you applied. And hopefully we can be in a sea of tranquility. Thank you.
And I'd like to
Thank you.
welcome you, Jeff. Welcome aboard to Shawsheen Tech. And I'd like to extend my appreciation and thanks to Brad. I think you did a great job setting all of this up.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed?
Does it have to be a roll call, Patty?
Roll call. Should be a roll call
Has to
vote.
be a roll call, Patty. I got your back, Patty. Remember that.
Patty, if I may, I also think it should be subject to successful contract negotiations as well.
Mhm.
I agree with that, Mr. Peterson.
Thank you, Howard. Nice background.
Thank you.
Subject to, okay, we've got it. I would also like to thank the screening committee and everybody who joined the other night on Tuesday night. I was there, but all I could do was read lips, and I'm not good at that. So, Maine in the middle of the woods is not.
It's okay. It's okay.
You could be here, Patty.
And I did watch some of the audio later, but
Thank you.
well, Jeff,
So the motion, Mr. Peterson, the motion has to read, include includes
Successful
successful
negotiation.
negotiation. Okay,
Yes, it does say that.
thank you, Pat.
Thank you, Patty.
Patty, can I just ask a quick question? How is the contract being negotiated, and when will we find out about the salary and everything else associated with that?
Well, we still have the personnel committee and the superintendent, so I believe it'll be the superintendent and the personnel committee, which will then come to the full committee for a vote. You hear that?
Yeah. Okay.
Well, while I appreciate that, I also, I think it's important that we don't wait until September for this candidate to begin. However, since we don't have another meeting scheduled until around the beginning of the school year, my only concern about that process is I was hopeful that Mr. Albert would be starting in the next 2 to 4 weeks if we could, if we can work with his current employer to put a transition plan together.
May I make a suggestion, Madam Chairman?
We could have a personnel subcommittee meeting, Bob. We could call one next week. There's only 4 of us, so we could possibly get together and discuss it.
I think that once the first, we can always have a school committee meeting, Brad. We can do the same thing in Zoom. It'll take 10 minutes. So
Yes, I agree. I'll be
However
available.
you want.
That would be fine.
Thank you.
Okay, so if we have a personnel subcommittee next week and then the week after? Same night? All right. Okay, we'll do it at night. So Tuesday,
How about Wednesday? I don't think I'm available Tuesday.
Thursday, all right. I can vote Wednesday. All right.
Wednesday?
That's the
Wednesday night.
22nd, correct?
Yes.
Okay,
I'm free.
I'll go with that.
all right, so what time do we want the personnel subcommittee at?
So do we want to do that at say 6:30 and then have a 7 o'clock meeting?
Okay, is everybody all in agreement with that?
I'm with me.
Talking the 22nd, is that what you said?
Yes,
Yes.
Thank you. Okay.
Just so I'm understanding, are we like, so you're basically saying we're gonna vote on to approve it tonight, and then next week, once the personnel subcommittee votes on it, then you're gonna basically approve the contract? Just
Got
so
it.
I'm sure.
At the
Okay.
regular meeting,
You
yes.
got it.
Yep, okay,
Yeah.
that's just want to make sure I understood.
You got it.
I'm still a little confused. How are we going to discuss salary and all that?
At 6:30, we'll have a personnel subcommittee meeting where we'll meet with the superintendent and we will discuss the salary, we'll discuss benefits, and then we'll bring it to the full committee for a vote.
Can we be
Okay.
part of that discussion or at least
My-
listen to that
That's
discussion?
what I thought. That's where I was going, Nancy.
Patty, my question was, have you made the committee assignments? Because I didn't see anything.
no, I have not.
So I don't know how this personnel subcommittee can be talking when you haven't done anything.
It's still in, all
Can they
except
still,
still
okay, you
until we,
tell me? Okay,
May I ask who is currently on this personnel subcommittee, just out of curiosity?
it's Mr. Peterson, Mr. Gillis, Mr. Geddick, and myself. Thank you.
Well, would we be able to at least listen to that personnel subcommittee meeting? The negotiations prior to our vote? Rather than just having it presented as a vote?
Actually, well,
Yeah, I think you can listen, but not vote as a personnel subcommittee
No, I
member.
understand. I understand.
Yep.
So can I get a Zoom connection for that 6:30 segment, please?
Yeah, I think we all should get that, Nancy.
Thank you.
So we'll all come at 6:30 and listen, but only the 4 people on the personnel subcommittee will talk. And then at 7, we will vote.
Yeah, I just have concerns about and I'm not trying to pick at this with the salary. I think we should all participate in that discussion, and I'm not sure how that happens.
Well, that happens in the open meeting.
actually, it happens in the open meeting.
Okay, great. As long as we all have a chance to participate in that conversation.
Okay.
Yeah, but recommendations are only brought forward. Okay.
Okay, so we need to still vote on Mr. Albert, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Motion, yeah,
Okay.
motion on the table.
Second,
The roll call.
Voted for Mr. Allen. All right, if you want a roll call, well, yeah, everybody said yes, so it is it's already noted as a roll call.
Unanimous vote.
So again, welcome, Mr. Albert, and
There you go.
Welcome.
I think I entertain a motion.
Does he want to say anything? Are you good?
Or did Jeff,
No,
did
I'd
you want
love
to say anything to us?
I'd love to just take a minute to say thank you so much for this very thorough process. You know, there comes a sense of assurance when an organization takes the time to go through a process such as this to really try to land on the candidate that they feel is best for their organization. I'm humbled and honored that, you know, you Shawsheen Check chooses me to take the helm and join the team and be part of something special over there. I'm excited, I'm honored, and I'm looking forward to working with all of you. So thank you for this opportunity, and I hope that we can go forward and have some really awesome successes.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you. You're welcome.
All you have to do now, Jeff, is negotiate a contract with 10 people.
Right?
that's
Oh,
right.
that's easy. That's easy compared to some of
I
the other
like,
things
I
are probably
like
going.
chocolate. You can influence me
Oh,
with
don't do
chocolate.
that.
If you can negotiate IEPs, you can negotiate a contract. So
Right, absolutely.
there you go.
That's right. That's right. Sounds good. Okay.
I entertain a motion.
So motion.
There's a motion to adjourn in a second. All those in
Second.
favor?
Second.
Aye.
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 Have a nice night, everybody. Welcome, Jeff.
Hey, nice seeing everybody.
Congratulations, Jeff.
Albert?
Thank you.
Congratulations, Jeff.
Congratulations, Jeff.
Welcome.
Thank you. I
Go get
Welcome,
appreciate
Jeff.
Jeff.
Go
Looking
get some
forward.
purple. Go
Thank
get some purple.
it.
Take care, everybody. Thank you very
See you
much for
later.
tonight.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate it.
We'll see you
Good night,
next week.
everybody.
See you
Good
next
night.
week.
Next week. Have a great weekend, everybody.